Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're jumping right into a highly focused, totally data-driven breakdown of the PE, or polyethylene market, for the second week of July 2026. Look, market sentiment in commodities can literally pivot in a matter of hours, right? So we're going to unpack the pricing, the latest policies, and the raw sentiment that is driving the PE spot market right this second. Let's get into it. Now, just to set the stage here, all of the intelligence, the pricing data, and the insights we're digging into today, they are sourced directly from Polymer Bazaar. Their focus is purely on price, prediction, and profit, which gives us a really crisp, totally objective briefing on what's actually happening on the ground in the Indian polymer bazaars right now.
So, what is the major catalyst driving today's market? Well, it's a recent, pretty major wave of price cuts by local producers. But here's the interesting part. Instead of sparking this massive buying frenzy like you might expect, the PE spot market is kind of paralyzed by caution. Buyers are essentially sitting on their hands. They're waiting to see exactly where the absolute bottom is before they commit any capital. Okay, let's dive into this a bit deeper, because the producers didn't just slash prices and walk away. To stabilize the bazaar and, calm some of that extreme caution, domestic manufacturers rolled out a critical price protection policy. And the absolutely vital deadline you need to watch here is July 15th, 2026. It's basically a classic safety net, specifically designed to inject some much-needed confidence back into a very hesitant ecosystem. But how is the market actually reacting to this safety net? Well, there's a pretty stark contrast between the supportive domestic price protection and the actual market reality. Trading activity remains largely subdued. Why? Because the finished goods sector is experiencing some seriously weak demand right now. Processors are buying strictly on a need basis. So, in short, weak downstream demand is currently completely overriding the manufacturer support. So, the crucial point is how this friction actually translates to rupees and paise. Looking at the Mumbai spot prices, and keep in mind, these exclude GST, we see prices across most major PE grades like HD and blow molding remaining heavily under pressure. But check out the anomaly here, film. Notice this really clear split? Imported is trading down in the mid-120s, while domestic is commanding a premium up near 138 rupees. That massive gap is a direct reflection of the complex supply bottlenecks happening on the ground. And this brilliantly illustrates the wider trend of downward pressure that's just continuing across LLDPE film and injection grades. However, take a look at LD lamination. Unlike that huge gap we literally just saw in film, the spread between imported and domestic LD lamination is practically at parity. They're sitting super tightly in the upper 150s. But make no mistake, every single one of these price points is currently weighed down by that overriding market hesitation we talked about earlier.
Now, having all this data is fantastic, but actually acting on it requires serious speed. Polymer Bazaar provides some pretty specific tools to help you navigate these pressure points. Get this, you can literally just WhatsApp the letters PE to the number provided, and you'll get an AI-powered market report back in about 5 seconds. 5 seconds! And if you need actual human expertise for PP prices or live buying and selling leads across India, they have a dedicated relationship manager on standby to help you out. Because this market shifts at lightning speed, staying consistently informed is absolutely your best defense against volatility. To keep getting these critical market updates and predictions on all commodity and engineering polymers, make sure you subscribe to the Polymer Bazaar YouTube channel. Hit that bell icon so you never miss their vital intelligence. Which really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? As we stare down that impending July 15th deadline for domestic price protection, what happens next? Will the spot market finally find its floor? Or is that weak downstream demand going to drag prices even further down once the safety net is gone? It is a fascinating standoff for sure. Keep your eyes on the data, and we'll be right here to explain the fallout. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll catch you next time.